Hello StarCraft fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between puCK and ViBE on Orbital Shipyard. In the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Protoss player representing Flipside Tactics. It is puCK. Throwing out the sup dude. And in the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Zerg player. It is ViBE. So a PVZ on Orbital Shipyard. Cast a few of these in my time. Make some pretty good games. puCK saying there will be no corruptors in my base today. It is a no-fly zone. Apparently he's played ViBE before. And corruptors might have shown up to maybe use caustic spray on some of his buildings. And he didn't appreciate it very much. What ViBE says, I am corruption. So I don't know if puCK takes any comfort in that. Probably not. ViBE apologizing, saying it can't be helped. puCK saying, I like this from puCK. He has some interesting relationships with people on the GM ladder in Legacy of the Void. It's pretty small, though. I think the player base has been pretty small for the beta compared to retail. So I think when retail pops, you probably won't see as many rematches against players you've seen before. So maybe some of these relationships will actually go away, which is enough to make me sad. But anyway, that is a hatch first here coming out of ViBE. Standard stuff versus the Protoss. There goes the spawning pool. Gas should be coming up as well. The gas timing here is a little bit late. For ViBE, I think it tells me he might be planning on doing something with some lings early on in the game, because there's really no reason to get your spawning pool this quickly. You can usually get your extractor and then get your spawning pool a few supply later, but so far, either he's playing very safe or he wants to be somewhat aggressive. If he was going very aggressive, he'd probably go pool first, but that's not going to happen. Taking a Nexus first as well as Solus, actually, it was a... was it actually? It was! It was a Nexus first build here from puCK. Alright. So again, I know it says Solus, but it's puCK. Trust me on this one. Anyway, and now the gateway's coming up a little bit late. So, man, here comes the third hatchery before gas. So it was a hatch, pool, hatch play here from ViBE. A little bit safer than 3 hatch before pool, but considering the Nexus first play that puCK threw down, it probably would have made more sense to actually go 3 hatch before pool. So what do you do at this point? What on earth do you do? I don't know what to tell you. Coming up here is an Overlord. I'm going to scout. I'm so slow. A stalker can kill me in like 5 minutes, but that's a-okay. Still no gas. What on earth is ViBE doing? ViBE just might be going for a straight macro play here, trying to get a million workers out and then get tech. And considering the... oh my goodness, is he getting another... puCK might be going... he has enough minerals for it to go for another Nexus, but... he's checking to make sure there aren't like proxy hatches in his base apparently, and now he's going for the Nexus. Bam. This is blind. This is puCK blindly going for a 3 Nexus play with a single gateway and a couple of simulators squished in there somewhere. So I don't know. I mean, he's played ViBE a few times before, obviously, but maybe he knows that ViBE doesn't like to be aggressive in the early game, so he's just taking advantage of that fact. That's something you can actually do in like a best of 3, best of 5 type series, is kind of see what your opponent likes to do over time against you and then use that against them. So here is puCK playing this extraordinarily greedily, but he's going to get away with it at 4th base. 4 bases for Zerg here at the 3-minute and 20-second mark, and still no gas has been taken by the Zerg player. This is the macroiest of macro games I have ever cast on my channel thus far, and all the like 300, 400 videos that I have done. This is by far the most macro I have ever seen. Neither player has any interest in attacking the other in the next 5 minutes. So here you are at 3 minutes and 48 seconds. If we see an attack here and at the 7 or 8 minute mark, I'm going to be very, very surprised. Because, man alive. Oh! I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. I did not just call that no attacks would happen, and then one actually did manage to pop up right there about 2 seconds later. Anyway, pretty good injects there from ViBE. Again, Zerg players, if you're watching this, you can queue up injects from your queen, which means if your queen has a lot of energy because she hasn't been injecting perfectly the whole game, because that's everyone, right? She can inject on this hatchery with all of her energy, and what that means is once one spawn larva completes, the second one will pop in automatically using the energy from that queen. So it's just like throwing down a ton of mules, right? A ton of mules on a mineral patch here for Terran. You can just go inject, and this hatchery will get out perfect spawn larvas for the next couple minutes, which is just super duper handy. I really like that Blizzard did that for us. Because again, what it means is your queens, they used to be able to do things like spread creep, which was nice, but now you can use them for a lot of injects that you can use in the late game when you're busy microing out here and trying to destroy your Protoss or tear an enemy. Back home, your hatcheries are automatically pushing out larvae on a very consistent, even basis. It could be really, really nice. It's almost like that automatic inject that was a thing back in an earlier stage of the beta, except you still get the 4 larvae from it instead of the 3. It's a beautiful thing. I encourage you all to try it out because you're going to have queens with extra energy, I guarantee, and that's going to be the answer. So just trust FalconPaladin on this one. I know what I am talking about. Stalker play here from puCK, getting Blink, getting a Robo Facility, maybe a Stalker Disruptor play is what he has planned at the moment. 20 Lings, though, for ViBE. Enough to deal with these Stalkers. I think that's probably the right choice. I don't like Roachers against Blink Stalkers. They just don't do as well against someone who knows what they're doing. But Lings can get us around on these guys and kill them fairly quickly. So we'll have to see what ViBE has in mind here. I don't know if he has enough Lings to deal with this, though. This is a lot of Stalkers. A lot of Stalkers for puCK, marching right onto that creep. No cares in the world. The Queen evacuates for her life. The Lings back out as well, say, oh, you can kill this base, I guess. Queen stands in, takes shots at the base, ends up completely dead. 28 Lings in production. These drones probably need to run at this point. Roach is coming from the top of the ramp, and the Lings seeking for a surround. Might be able to get it, but there's a blink away. This Stalker comes into the wrong place, does blink away as well. Man, Solus. puCK takes care of his Stalkers, and the Stalkers back out. I'm not sure if they're waiting for reinforcements. They are. A couple more Stalkers are on the way. This is a Blink Stalker push for the ages for puCK right now. He needs to make this happen. I guess he doesn't need to make it happen. He has 3 bases. He'll be fine for a while. Anyway, Stalkers moving on out. They probably want to attack this base. The nice thing about Lings for base defense is that they are fast. They can be anywhere they are needed at just a second's notice. Creep Tumor gets destroyed, sadly enough. This one does manage to complete, though, right at the edge of the creep. Creep spread's been actually pretty fantastic for ViBE so far. He's done a good job keeping new creep tumors at the edge there, pushing out as far as humanly possible. Continuing to make gateways, sentries on the way as well. Ravagers here, just in case there's some force fields that need to be destroyed. And here come the sentries. Oh boy, I think they're going to actually force field this ramp. Going to try to make something happen there. I think maybe force field the ramp and kill the space before the Lings can get there. I think that was the idea, but then puCK said, alright, there are a million Lings here. They have +1/+1, which is not good for me because I have no armor upgrades whatsoever, and the Lings are chasing. The Stalkers do not want to stop here. There we go, getting a surround, but blinking out again. Don't actually manage to kill a single Stalker there. Few Lings coming the long way around past these gold minerals and sitting outside the base. ViBE has 100,000 Lings. So many. Units tabbed. 117 Lings on the field right now. He has 135 supply. That is so many Lings. Again, it is 2 Lings per 1 supply, if you didn't know that. So keep that in mind. So it's basically 50 Lings worth of supply, which is still fantastic. Just an incredible thing. Infestation Pit on the way, +2/+2 on the way. This might turn into an Ultralisk play from ViBE here, just because the upgrades from the Lings transfer so nicely to the Ultras. If you can kind of get into the late game using these guys, then and destroy some of these Stalkers, then you can get Ultras out, and assuming there aren't too many Immortals or Archons, you can pretty much win this game. So I think that's what ViBE's plan is at this point indeed. Halfway through +2/+2, 28 more Lings on the way. Robotics Bay on the way. A Disruptor or 2 could really turn the tide in favor of puCK. Purification Nova hits like this many Lings, which is like 40. I feel like you could kill so many Lings with it. But again, Lings are fast. Here they come. Getting a surround on these Stalkers. Again, the Stalkers actually aren't running. Look at that force field attack there. A few Stalkers get caught in the end, and this is just a swarm. This is the definition of swarm, man. Greatly weakening a whole ton of these Stalkers. They need to blink up there as fast as they can, and they do. A wholesale blink, but not able to take a 4th base because this Ling pressure is just huge right now. Photon Overcharge being thrown down the pylon. Ends up getting killed pretty much immediately, though, and as does that probe. Corrosive Bile almost killing the Mothership Core, but not quite there. Corrosive Bile comes from this Ravager, does 60 damage, splash damage to all units in the area upon impact. But it shows you an indicator where it's going to land, so most players dodge it. Like that Mothership Core was there, and it saw the indicator go out of the way. I don't think it took any damage at all. There's that 4th base from puCK that he needs. And actually Lurker Den on the way, Hive on the way as well for ViBE. So perhaps a Lurker Ling Ultra composition. I like it. I like it indeed, but air would pretty much be the problem, although Hydras are popping up. I'm not sure if they will be Hydras or Lurkers so far at this point. It's been fairly tame as far as harassment goes. No probes have died so far in this game. I thought that probe died. Did that probe over here not die? Guess not. I don't see it on the list here. 8 drones Haven't killed it, no big deal. ViBE is up to 61 total, exactly what he wants here. What is this? Warp Prism? Oh, cancel. Oh, is forced to cancel on the Adepts. Loses the money there. That was a good pickup there indeed by ViBE. And how do you kill the Warp Prism without flying units? There we go. Ultralisk 10 on the way. Adrenal Glands, which makes the Zerglings hit 40% faster than they do already. Right now they hit at 0.5, which is really fast. And 40% increase there is just massive. Plus 3 armor on the way. I assume chitinous plating is the next thing for ViBE as soon as that Ultralisk Den finishes. And I tried to click on it, but I missed. Here comes that Warp Prism. There are so many lurkers here, though. Run for your life. And no, chitinous plating not on the way. Ling is trying to get up there, but we're not sure what they're worried about here. I think they would have done pretty well in that situation. Creep spread again. Look how fast this spreads in this build of the beta. I think they're going to keep that for retail push, but if not, look at this. Just so fast on the creep spread. If you know what you're doing with creep spread, you can get it out there so much faster than they used to be able to, even with a single creep tumor. Look at that. Max range within a couple seconds. Lings all over this third base, though. Trying to get into the main. Desperately trying to get into the main. The sentry does end up falling, but got a force field down just in time. And hold position on the Lings. They're trying to take down this Nexus on hold position. That's interesting. Purification Nova doesn't really hit anything at all. The Nexus does end up falling. Lings getting on in here, getting us around on that cannon. Adepts trying to deal with them at the same time, but they are +2/+2 Lings, and they are not very happy about anything. The cannon does end up falling. Adepts are getting surrounded as well. The Lings are very upset. And the Adepts are trying to do what they can. They do two-shot the Lings, and they're doing fairly well at it. Finally, it looks like the Ling attack might end up getting cleaned up here. The AI is kind of messing up as well, but another major attack here at the fourth base, rather, for puCK. Holy smokes. Corrosive Bile finishing off the Nexus. That's the first time I've ever seen that. That was insane. Lings up here on hold position, just killing probes left and right. Only 54 probes are left here for puCK. Surprising numbers have fallen here. Using hold position, walking through those Lings. Finally getting killed by the Stalkers, but this base is completely gone. Is this a Nidus? It is a Nidus Canal. puCK sees it, and he's ready for it as soon as it pops here. But the Greater Spire's on the way. +3/+3 has finished. I feel like Ultras are going to come out of this. Tell me if I'm wrong. Yes, Ultras come right out of it. Then the Nidus does fall, but the Ultras are ready. They don't care about your Photon Overcharge at all. They have +4 armor. They don't have chitinous plating. Why don't they have chitinous plating? Either way, they're pretty good. Pushing on up here, though, is puCK, saying, you know what, whatever. But there are Lings, there are Ravagers here. Force fielding here, actually going to save the base for just a little bit. Bringing the Ultralisks home. They are needed here because this base is completely taken down. No mining going on whatsoever right now. The Lings, again, trying to get a surround on the backside of this army, doing a pretty good job of it indeed. There's a single Immortal, but I don't think it's enough. The Immortal gets taken down by the Lings as well. The Blinkstalkers trying to use their mobility to kite these units as fast as they humanly can, but I don't think it's going to work out for our friend. Another Nidus Worm coming up here as well. Corrosive Bile managing to kill a Dark Templar. There are a lot of firsts in this cast, ladies and gentlemen. Nidus Network going to pop up. Ultras are tired of chasing the Stalkers. Turn around and get killed for the trouble. Oh, trapped a little bit. The AI messing up just a little bit. Lings pushing out of this base, making sure no mining is going to happen here for the next forever. Under complete lockdown right now. The income tab shows 120 minerals and 200 gas for puCK. He is in so much trouble here. Bam, bam, bam. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. And I think this might be it for our friend puCK. Again, he fought valiantly. He fought diligently. These Blinkstalkers are doing what they can to take down Corruptors and kill Lings and kill Lurkers. Nothing much actually happening here for ViBE. He has enough money to do a lot of stuff. A lot of larvae as well. 29 larvae he has, but I think he's busy microing. He's making Broodlords just for the heck of it, and that's it. puCK calls the GG. puCK is defeated, and ViBE is victorious. So fantastic play from ViBE. Just an amazing multitasking ability. He's able to use the Lings to deal with the Blinkstalkers. Great choice there on his end. I feel like maybe a Mass Adept play could have hurt him a little bit, but in the end it worked out. He's able to get the Ultras, able to use Nidus Networks, getting Broodlords. Ravagers took down Force Fields. Ravagers took down Nexuses. Okay, a Nexus. Just amazing micro on display from the Zerg player, and that was it in the long run. I just think decision making and those Ling run by flood hits that killed Nexus was pretty much it for puCK. So that's about it. Thanks so much for watching today. This has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, please enjoy the new music at the end of the cast here from Beats. I really love his stuff, and his new stuff is really good too. And that's about it. Until next time, you take care of yourself.